And welcome back. I'm Dylan Black. So what does love have to do with money? Apparently not too much. We'll get to the details right now with Kelley Keehn. She joins us again, personal finance educator and consumer advocate with the Financial Planning Standards Council. It's good to have you here.
Good to be with you, Dylan.
As always. Okay, KelleyKeehn.com, your website, financialplanningforcanadians.ca as well to find out more about this. But love and money, sometimes it should go hand in hand, but apparently we've got a new survey with some statistics that are just, it's unsettling.
It is. It is. We wanted to really find out, FPSC and Credit Canada, what was on the hearts and minds of Canadians when it came to, I was here last time talking about Blue Monday. I'm always bringing you some bad news.
Yeah, this is not good news at all.
No, and we wanted to know, as we moved into February and Valentine's Day and post-Valentine's Day, what were Canadians feeling? And financial infidelity came up, which sounds like it's bad news, but you know what, Dylan? It's great news in the sense that it gives us the opportunity to talk about it.
Okay.
Because you're way too young, but your parents and your grandparents believe, maybe not your parents, but your grandparents for sure, and probably your grandfather, actually, if he signed an employment contract, in that would have said he could not share, or if your grandma did, what they earned. They couldn't even reveal that to a spouse. So this is deeply, deeply seated.
That's something.
I know. I was shocked. And actually, there was another survey in the U.S. by Fidelity. 40% of those surveyed had no idea, have no idea what their spouse actually earns for an income. That's crazy.
I can't imagine withholding that information.
Right, or just not talking about it. I hear from a lot of people in Ottawa, really all across the country, that they don't know what to ask, when to ask it. Even people that have been together decades are like, we don't know exactly what their credit score is, let alone their spouse's credit score. So people have money problems. Then you come together as a couple and you have exacerbated money problems.
Wow, this is turning out to be a lot of fun here talking about this. What exactly is financial infidelity? What does that term mean? Yeah,
good question. So there are no norms anymore. There's no, you're at this age and you get married, there's second marriages and third marriages and kids from different relationships. So you need to have the talk with your partner and determine what does that mean. So like your relationship, what does an infidelity mean? For one couple, that's a full-on affair. For another couple, that's a wink and a kiss at a conference or something of that sort. That's up to you as a couple to determine.
All right.
The same when it comes to your money. If you've come into that relationship and you both have determined your money is yours and their money is theirs and you're free to spend and save as you wish, hey, if you go and do something and don't reveal it, there's no infidelity, no financial infidelity. But if it was revealed or implied, and here's where the trouble comes, Dylan, is there's this implied, we're going to share purchases over $100. We're not going to secretly save or things of that sort. And then if that happens, that's a financial infidelity. Our survey found stuff like racking up credit card bills without the person knowing, not pitching in their fair share, even a small percent, but nonetheless 4% of those that we surveyed revealed that their spouse or partner had filed bankruptcy without them knowing.
That's insane.
Isn't it? And that affects you.
But they wouldn't have seen the signs?
That's part of it,
that's
right? It's like, what are those red flags? Is mail coming in that maybe from a creditor you don't recognize? But this is where the infidelity hurts because, like again with a relationship, maybe the signs are there, but they don't know how to ask, they don't know how to talk about it. So, if you don't know how to have the conversation, if you don't know the red flags or how to address it, bring in help. Get someone like a certified financial planner. Get a nonprofit credit counselor. Get someone who knows how to have the conversation, but you can also do it yourself. You can have a little financial date night and talk about these things. You don't have to on the second date or the second week ask what someone's credit score is and their net worth, but you should be having the conversation if it's 2 weeks, 2 years, or 20 years about your finance.
So who's most at risk for this? What age range are you looking at?
Yeah, I think everyone is most at risk, but our survey revealed that actually surprisingly millennials were most likely to have been lied to, had a financial infidelity, 47%, and that number really dropped down as people got older. So maybe what's going on with the millennials is that need to keep up with the Joneses, the Instagram effect, we know that 50% of Canadians are $200 away from not being able to pay their bills, yet for every dollar we bring in of disposable income, we owe $1.71. So what that means is we're spending more than we're bringing in a lot of times to just keep up with appearances, and I think younger people have more pressure.
Just under 2 minutes here. I'm curious, now does this hit men more or women more? Which are at risk?
Good question. We were surprised, but really the stashing of money or the spending or not revealing that together was pretty much the same, men and women. Surprisingly, we thought that there would be a little bit more of a gender difference, but there wasn't. So.
Okay, I want to talk about getting financially naked here, if I can, for a second. Now, the term is pretty exciting, but maybe it's not that exciting. What does that mean exactly?
It's when you start to take off the layers. Like, when do you do that? And again, that can be really hard. You're not going to ask this question like, what is your credit score and what's your net worth and what do you make? That might
who really even knows that, though, right? Their credit score? I mean, is that something that a lot of people know?
No, a lot of people do not. So how would they even? But here's two questions, Dylan, that anyone can ask from watching this is, number one, what does money mean to you? And usually if you distill it down, there's going to be two answers. One is usually security and one is usually freedom. The person who values security probably is a saver, and the one that values freedom is probably a spender. You're going to have some problems there as a spender and a saver. And then another really great open-ended question is, what are your financial goals in the next 5 or 10 years? Like, if one person wants to buy a house and the other one wants to travel the world, you're going to have some problems there. So it's going to take a little help to get on the same page.
Okay, all right. Financial infidelity. This is a term that I just didn't know much about, and I didn't even know it was a real problem, but I guess it is.
Right, it is, but it can be changed with just some open dialogue and having the chat.
Can't everything be changed with open dialogue and having that chat?
Yes, and some honesty,
yes.
right?
Once in a while, that's good.
Hard to do, though.
It is very hard to do sometimes. Financial planning for Canadians.ca and KelleyKeehn.com. That's a place to go for more information. Thank you very much for being here, Kelley.
Thanks for having me, Glenn.
And thanks for being here as always. Have a good day.